He's got a gun. He just shot somebody.
He shot his own family member?
I think it's his son. They're arguing earlier.
About how he was upset about the burrito.
I'm hungry, breeze.
Okay.
Tell my children I love them.
Saturday, February 4th, 2023, Adairsville, Georgia. What begins as a family dinner at a local restaurant ends in a shooting that permanently redefines the relationship between a father and his son. Within minutes, an argument that initially appears minor moves outside the restaurant, involving alcohol and a firearm and leaving one of them seriously injured. The case is not defined by the dispute itself, but by how a series of decisions made in a public space transform a private conflict into a criminal action with irreversible consequences. I'm Tyler, and this is your Daily Dose of Crime. Get your Daily Dose of Crime every single day at 3 p.m. Eastern, and we're turning it up. 2 videos per day. Don't miss a single moment and tune in.
EMS, there's a guy shot in the restaurant. This guy right here just shot somebody.
Who shot somebody?
This guy right here?
Who?
He's got a gun. He just shot somebody. The guy was shot.
04 Barton. Got one at gunpoint. Sir! Hands up! Both hands! Both hands up! Keep your hands forward. Where's your weapon?
Up there on the dashboard.
Up there on the dashboard, okay. Perfect. Both your hands right here.
I'm just keeping everybody coming out the store.
Face the window for me.
Stay in. Stay in. We cannot let
Good.
officers right here. We gotta get this guy.
04 Barton. We got shooter detained. Make my way inside.
EMS.
They're here.
Right here.
Alright, police officer just showed up. Just keep the pressure on there.
Do you see an exit wound?
I don't think that's officer, yes.
From the first contact, officers clearly identify the person responsible for the shooting, Stanley Jarrett, age 64, who remains at the scene and does not deny his involvement. The fact that shapes the entire intervention emerges immediately and requires no later reconstruction. The victim is his son, David, and that family relationship redefines the case, moving it away from an altercation between strangers and placing it squarely within the realm of domestic violence. Although the responsible party cooperates and indicates the location of the firearm, the operational priority is not yet to determine the origin of the argument, but to eliminate any additional risk. While one officer confirms that the shooter is under control, another moves inside the restaurant, where the true severity of the incident becomes evident through the victim's medical condition.
I know you're in a lot of pain. How's your breathing?
I can breathe.
Okay.
Tell my children I love them.
Yep. Don't remove that for nothing. If you have if it starts bleeding through, just add another one to the top.
I'm sorry.
Do you know the person that shot him?
His dad.
His dad. So that's his dad in the parking lot.
I'm not sure if he's still out
He is.
there. Can you help me hold him up?
Yeah.
Who shot you, man?
My dad.
What? How?
Help's coming. Just stay with us. Stay with us. Help's coming. Okay? I got rest right here in my hand. I don't want to take pressure off that.
04
I love you all.
He's alert, conscious,
Hey, what's
in pain.
your name?
He's
My
vomiting.
name is David.
David, I'm Kami. All right, they're here. Okay, just stay with us. They're here.
Dear, I love you.
04 Barton.
04. I'm not sure you've been a lot away.
024.
He also has a gunshot wound to the left arm. You got him?
I got him.
Don't press me so hard, please.
09. Contact
Please.
02.
Yeah, keep that blood.
Where'd you say the shot was?
Let's look
It's in
at
its front. There's no exit one.
No exit.
No. Thank you.
You can breathe, okay, but I don't know.
I can breathe.
You can breathe? You can breathe.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, you got one in your
You got
arm.
one and you looks like you got exit.
Yeah.
That one right there.
Let me work my way over. Yep. Entrance, exit, entrance. All right.
You put your hand on it.
Zero 09, the 1032's on the dash. We need to recover it also.
10-4, I'm standing by with that. I got the shell case now. Parking lot as well.
How old are you, David?
Clear. Yeah, just mark it off. Have Nesbitt mark it off.
You still young, baby.
Need at least one additional car on each side.
Have you done anything else? All right, good luck, buddy.
Are you throwing up from the pain? I don't know what. Scared, nervous?
That's what I'm guessing. Entrance, exit, entrance.
Yeah.
Okay, well look, here's what I want you to do, right?
Was he shot twice? Just shot once.
Well, there's only one shell case, and somebody's only mentioned one time
Was he
so
shot
far.
right here, or was he outside?
Outside. When they shot? Well, there's a shell outside, so that's why we were wondering.
I don't know. I didn't hear anything. They were outside, but I didn't hear anything. I don't know how many times.
Eddie,
Please let me get comfortable.
Okay, they're going to get you comfortable. They're just trying to,
Please
they're
let
trying
me
to
get
get you situated
comfortable.
right now, David.
well, we're fixing to have you lay down, man.
Lay you down, okay?
Here in a little bit.
Okay.
No.
Do not move.
You're in a position of comfort right now. I'm gonna leave you like that, alright? I'm gonna get an IV.
He's going to get out. Okay? Do not move. They're helping you out. They're just going to get some meds started on you, okay? Just stay with us.
Let's say between the alcohol, the nervousness, the food, that's probably why you're throwing up right now. So here's what I'm gonna do. Alright, that should all be out. So I'm not gonna worry about that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some oxygen on your face. If you throw up in the oxygen mask, that's gonna be a problem. Alright?
Try to remove it if you have to throw up, for what I'm saying.
Hot flow O2, non-rebreather on his face. Do not throw up again, please. Alright, here's what we're gonna do.
Do not get it. They're fine.
You're going to be fine, David.
You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. You'll see your kid.
What's
How
the
many
classic
kids do you
saying?
have? You got two. How old are they? 10 and 3. Oh, 8 and 3. Man, you got your hands full with that, huh?
I hurt so bad.
They're getting ready to get you comfortable, David, okay?
Oh my gosh. I need help.
They're helping you. You got my purse?
Please. Please help me.
David, they're going to give you some oxygen, help you breathe, okay?
Okay.
Okay? Just stay calm. You're all right.
I'm sorry, this is new.
Eddie,
Yes, sir.
we need to start working on video if y'all can
Let's
obtain that anytime, man.
We're gonna look at it right now.
Give me just a few minutes. I'll record over it. So if you can get just the incident, I think it happened out there.
Yeah, it happened right here in front.
And then I don't know if y'all have that or not. And then I'll just record.
I'll go start and look at it right now.
Thank you.
As medical care continues, the context of the incident begins to take shape. The argument that precedes the shooting does not stem from a serious threat or a long-standing conflict, but from a trivial complaint inside the restaurant related to a food order. The son's attempt to calm the situation fails to diffuse the tension and is instead perceived by the father as a direct challenge. The conflict does not end when they leave the table, but instead shifts to the parking lot where the verbal exchange continues without mediation. In that space, with both individuals under the influence of alcohol, the argument reaches a point of no return and results in the use of a firearm against his own son.
Face the window for me.
Stay in. Stay in. We cannot let her.
Put that right at the bumper.
Can't back up. I'm gonna get back.
Yeah. Victims inside.
Get that car out of the way. They need to eat.
They're going? It's good. Come on. Okay. Oh. Where? Right here. Okay.
I think we got somebody who saw him. I'm not sure.
Who's with him?
The family. It's his family. It's his family.
He shot his own family member?
I think it's his son, if I'm not mistaken.
I got you.
They were arguing earlier, but he's got a bullet.
All right, they're coming in.
I think did you see the thing?
I seen when he got it. I didn't see him shoot it. I was inside. But when they got the player, he said, "We'll go."
Where did he shoot it at? Shoot it out here?
Yeah. We didn't see it.
Yeah, they were standing right here, and the guy just pulled his gun out. My daughter, she works. He said he had a gun.
He goes, "Hi, Peter." He's up to the shop.
All right.
We know where the gun's at.
Yeah, the gun's inside the vehicle.
And they both said, well, let's go outside and talk about it. They come out the damn door and they moved right behind them.
Firearms got to be in a car.
Yeah, it's right here. It's on the dash.
Okay. Because I was like, the firearm went from ear to ear. We didn't let him back in. He's went and got in the car. And I went around the building. Hey, here's the shell case.
All right, just.
Right here's the shell case.
All right.
Getting a bit far.
You're working here, readvise?
Wow, man, you can't go anywhere these days.
They shot him, jumped up and said, let's just go outside and talk about it. And he went going outside, and then the other one went out, and he went out. I guess he just shot him then.
You gotta sit still, bud. You fall off this bed. You gotta sit still. You got it? I love you.
We're gonna need we need air. Yeah? Okay.
Peter 46, 10:30 on the net. Pete, grab it.
Temple.
We all need a 10:39.
380. He's in a lot of pain. He's not really.
Did it happen inside?
It happened right here.
Okay.
He's not really like being vocal, like making like statements or anything.
So what did we see? We saw the aftermath of it?
I saw the aftermath. I thought he was choking, and so
Did he come back in? Or?
No. I was sitting over in the corner.
Okay.
In the restaurant. So
if the restaurant is here,
we just walked out.
let's say this is this is the front door. Y'all sitting
in this back corner right there. Mm-hmm.
On the inside back corner.
Uh-huh.
Okay, not the outside back corner, because there's a wall right here. So.
And I noticed the gentleman was hunched over.
Okay.
And so, me being the nurse, I got up. I thought he was choking. And then I'm assuming that was his wife that had pressure on it. And she said that they were visiting from Carrollton, that he got shot by his dad. And then when I was talking to David...
The wife said that.
Uh-huh. And then when I was talking to David, I was asking him, just trying to keep him talking and alert. He'd also said that his dad, he didn't know why his dad would shoot him. And I didn't hear any gunshot. I assume it happened outside because there was no gunshot in the restaurant.
Okay. Well, that's what I needed to know.
But he did say that, he kept on saying, I don't know why my dad would shoot me. And they're from Carrollton. They're here visiting.
That's just the way to
exactly.
be visiting.
I was like, welcome
visiting
to Adairsville? No,
be visiting your father. Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Sticking around and whatnot.
Yeah.
All right, Guy, you were at the table?
I'm
what happened?
Anyway, so
how are you related to all of these people?
I am the shooter's brother.
Okay, so you're the uncle?
Yes.
Okay. Where were you sitting at the table?
Across from David.
And David is the one that got shot?
Yes, and they came out. Stanley was kept bad-mouthed and everything. They said that...
his name is Stanley?
Yes.
Okay.
His order was late, and David told him that he was getting sick and tired of hearing him complain. And Stanley got up and left, and then Stanley came back in and told him, did he have any more smart-ass shit to say? And then David said, let's just go talk about it. And that's when he came out, and that's when David came back in, was saying he had been shot. And I was hoping he was joking, but I thought that's an awful bad joke to be saying that loud.
So he said, let's go talk about it, and they both went outside together?
Yes. Now, Stanley left before it. I thought he was just going to sit in the car till we left. And Stanley came back in and said, you got any more to say or bad, smart ass to say?
That's after David was shot?
No, that was before David was shot.
Okay.
David and him came back out together.
Gotcha. And you were sitting across. So David was sitting.
David was sitting kind of at a 45-degree angle from me.
Okay.
I was sitting across from I don't know, the lady I've never met. I don't know.
Were you facing the bar or facing away?
I was facing that way. Yes.
Facing the bar.
With the responsible party already in custody, the analysis will shift to his behavior prior to the shooting. The reaction does not respond to an immediate danger, but to an inability to regulate a minor frustration. From a behavioral perspective, the dynamic reflects a typical escalation seen in deteriorated hierarchical relationships, where the son's intervention is experienced as a threat to authority. Leaving the shared space and later returning to resume the conflict indicates that the anger does not dissipate, but instead it solidifies. This pattern is critical to the investigation. It's not an instantaneous outburst, but a sequence of decisions in which the responsible party maintains control of both the environment and the firearm, allowing a trivial argument to escalate into a disproportionate and potentially lethal response.
What's your first name?
Yes.
Not a nickname or nothing? Okay. What's your last name? What's your birthday?
Birthday?
Yes, sir. And your phone number? Okay. We might have a few more questions for you here and there because we're just trying to get everybody's initial information and then kind of go from there. So aside from, there was nothing else, no other animosity besides the initial complaining of the food?
Just boiled down from the burrito not showing up. That's all. And then
that's a lot to
David
get.
was telling him, it started when David told me, I've got kids sitting here and I wish you wouldn't, the usual. Mm-hmm. And then Stanley got up and walked out.
And which one was complaining, David or Stanley?
David
about
was
the food?
complaining
David
about him cussing in front of the kids.
Oh, okay.
And Stanley got up and walks out. And then he comes back in and says, you got any more smart ass to say? And then David said, let's go talk about it. And then David comes back in a minute or two, about a few minutes later, I've been shot, I've been shot, I've been shot.
Gotcha. All right. Who else would have seen anything? Where's
His wife is gone. I don't know now. She's here, but she was here, but I don't know now.
Okay.
What are you looking for?
He was looking for David.
The wife?
Is she the one with the? She's not the one with the checkers. She's the one with the
brown
with the pink.
Oh yeah,
The pink.
I guess I don't know.
The older lady that was sitting in the bathroom.
I know. I seen her walk.
Did you see anything?
Huh?
Did you see anything?
Oh no, sir.
Okay.
They were at my table. I just saw them walk in and
The shot,
say
the
that
shots happened out here.
Yeah, it happened out here.
Yeah.
So, how are you related to
I'm the mother-in-law, his mother-in-law.
his mother-in-law? Okay. So, your daughter's name is... Okay.
The nurse.
I'm just trying to figure out who all was...
Who's connected.
Yeah, there's a little bit of dynamic. So...
It was David, his dad, and uncle, I believe.
Right.
And then my 2 daughters and their children and me.
Okay. And so, how do you spell your daughter's first name?
Yes.
So, spell that one straight. Okay.
This question's more important than mine.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, are we putting it?
Well, I just need to know what bills have been paid. What
Okay.
hasn't.
No. Oh, it's fine. I'll clean it up. I'll clean it up. It's okay.
We'll get it. It's probably a stressful time.
You're good. You're perfectly fine.
So,
Are these clean?
what's her birthday? I haven't spoke to her, so I'm just trying to get information. You don't know David's birthday, do you?
I want to say it's like November, October, and they're about 3 years apart.
I'll get it from him. It's okay.
That'd be cool.
So what's your first name?
My name is... That's his uncle right there.
Yeah, I've talked to him, and I'm going to go get his information here in just a hot second. So what did you see? I mean, I know...
Okay,
from
so
what I
I
understand...
was sitting down here, and they were sitting down there.
Okay.
Apparently they were arguing, but I didn't notice, you know. And then my daughter, who was sitting over here...
How old is your daughter?
What is she now? 35? 36?
Oh, not a young daughter.
No, my daughter, her...
I got you.
I'm getting old enough now, it's like, well, 35, 36,
Right,
somewhere in that area. Maybe older, I don't know. I was 17 when I had her. Anyways, she said to me they were down there arguing because I said, well, where did Stanley, that's his name, where'd Stanley go, you know? And she said, they were arguing. I said, really? She said, yeah, you didn't notice? And I'm like, no. And then she said, well, they were. And I said, oh. And then David started spouting out about how he was upset about the burrito. And there was some kind of conspiracy about the burrito. And I said, oh, okay. Well, about that time, he comes walking back in and sits down. Stanley, the father, sits down and he starts.
Yeah, he left during an argument and then came back at a little bit later.
No. He left first.
Right, Stanley left first.
We
And
were
then,
all
right.
still sitting in here.
And then he came back.
And then he came back, and then they were arguing back and forth between them. And but this time I'm paying attention, you know.
Right.
And
as normal people do.
And Stanley says, "Well, just take it outside." David's like, "Well, you want to take it outside and have a conversation?" And he said, "Yeah, let's go." So we both get up and take off and go outside.
Interviews introduce a temporal detail that had not previously been established. Father and son remained in the parking lot for several minutes before the shooting occurred. That interval introduces a decisive factor for the legal framework, as it suggests persistence in the confrontation rather than an immediate reaction. Added to this is the absence of physical provocation by the victim, reinforcing the theory of unilateral use of force. For investigators, this combination, elapsed time, sustained proximity, and a single gunshot, allows them to rule out an accident or a defensive response and define the incident as a decision carried out in a context that was already deliberate.
I don't know, they were out there 5-10 minutes. It wasn't hugely long.
Right.
And he comes stumbling back in and starts hollering. He got shot.
You didn't hear no gunshot? Guns are often muffled. I mean, even just by a little bit of glass.
I I don't think any.
Plus the noise and everything.
I don't think any, because we all were kind of shocked. I mean, well,
Yeah,
initially me and more of her,
Right.
you know.
Like, what do you mean?
I know, we
You know?
both looked at it like,
Yeah.
like, what? You know, and then he just kept saying it, And then I said, well, you know, she's a nurse. I said, well, get up and go check him, you know. So she finally gets up and walk around. I get up and walk this way, and, you know, we're looking at him. She pulls up his sleeve, and she said, oh, yeah, he's been shot. So we thought it was just in the arm. And
It's not.
I know. We figured that out. And then, you know, we started hollering, call 911. Yes, we did call 911. And then he started vomiting, you know, and it was getting worse, complaining worse. And I said, I don't know. Are you sure that was the only place he was shot? Are you sure? And about that time, she asked him, she said, well, are you shot anywhere else? And he said, yes, in the stomach. I said, oh, my God, Warren, that's not good.
Yes.
I said, that's horrible. That's the worst place you can get shot.
It's never good.
It's the worst place you can get shot. And she said, okay, let me see. So then she starts pulling, and she just leaned over and looked at me like, oh, my God. And almost started crying.
It went through and through and then in.
Oh, so
he only got shot once.
Shot.
Yeah, it looks like he had his arm, you know, somewhere like this, and they shot from right here.
See, I didn't know if it was one or two, but anyways, when we realized that, then she stopped. I had to stop her and say, "You're a nurse. Hold on.
Yeah.
Don't let the emotions get to you." But she started to. I could tell she started to break down real quick. She knows. She knows that. She knows what it is.
Oh yeah, it could be bad.
Exactly. She said, Mom, I think it might have hit his liver where it's at. It could have hit his liver and he could be bleeding to death. And I said, baby, you're a nurse. Stick with your nurse. You're a nurse. Don't do the emotions. She was trying to break down. About the time, I think you really was the first one to show up and whatever. And then he just started vomiting worse and worse and worse.
Well, that's a lot of times when you're in a whole bunch of pain, you've had a whole bunch of alcohol,
it'll cause you that.
and you're at it. You think you're going to die. I mean, that's a reflex that's often.
The shitty thing about this, I'm sorry but
No.
He was in 3 tours of Afghanistan.
Didn't get shot.
Made it through 3 tours.
That happens more times than you think.
And I'm sitting there the whole time thinking to myself,
Don't die in an El Nepal and a Deersville.
oh my God.
Yeah, if this has to be all the places to die, this is probably not where you want to die.
No.
So.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it hit, you know, inside or anything like that. But he's.
Are you arresting the dad?
He's not. He's detained for now.
The dad?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's outside. Yeah. Well, he's in a car. So we have to complete the investigation first. I'm gonna look at some video and everything else, and then we'll go.
Yeah. I mean.
I don't like to get too hasty, but I like to do things proper.
I hear you.
So that's how you win. So don't lose it. He smokes for maybe 15 minutes and goes back in there. They say, hey, let's go talk about this outside. And then they both come out. They walk right through here. I mean, like, right there. The son doesn't, like, charge him or do anything stupid to him. But you see the old man take it out, and he turns toward him, and then they get closer, and of course you see him running after that after he got hit.
Yeah.
So
and then
just as intoxicated as that?
Yeah.
Both of them intoxicated?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's bad.
All right. Hey,
There's cigarettes right there. That's where he was smoking.
You finding you uncomfortable with them cuffs the way they are?
Yeah, man.
Well, we can put another set to make it wider for you. Is that all right?
Yeah, 2 sets might help because my butt's cut off.
All right. Well, step on out.
Here, I'm gonna help you. Here, what you do is kick your feet out first.
I can't get my
Yeah, just pull it up.
There's one. Lift up. There's 2. All right.
Just scoot your butt.
Yeah, scoot your butt this way. We'll get the rest of you out. Get them cuffs situated.
I'm still drunk as hell. I can't.
All right, let me see it.
Thank you, man.
All right, man. All right, turn around more. All right, don't act silly, okay?
I ain't gonna do it, man.
All right.
I didn't mean to do what I did, man. It was accident.
I got you. Let's see, which one?
Up, man. I know
This one's a good time.
This one?
The left one is good. I can get a finger in that one. Get one of my cuffs.
Yeah, that way I have one when you leave. Right here. I can get my key out. Okay.
All right, man. Here, we're gonna spread them out for you a little bit. Make it better.
Can we do it in the front?
Nah, we can't do it in the front, sir. But we're gonna make it not as tight on you, okay? Alright, I'm gonna switch your wrist around on you, okay? That way you both are facing the same way.
Detectives are conducting a search warrant on the vehicle involved in the shooting.
With the reconstruction complete, the case is defined not by the argument that initiated it, but by the decision that transformed it into armed violence. Stanley Jarrett faces charges of aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, reckless conduct, and pointing a gun at another person. A legal framework that reflects both the harm caused and the risk assumed. Beyond the family relationship between the responsible party and the victim, the case rests on objective elements: sufficient time to disengage, absence of provocation, and the unilateral use of a firearm in a public space. The judicial process will determine the sentence, but the impact of the incident is already irreversible. A minor argument, poorly managed, becomes a permanent fracture, not only within a family, but within a community that witnesses how an everyday conflict can escalate in minutes into criminal and personal consequences with no turning back.